Hello, welcome to the day 8 of this gratitude journey towards a magical life. Today is our day 8 of this continuous practice of being grateful for the things that we are having in our life and try and create more and more grateful things into our lives. Simply going forward with a magical life, basically. Uh, Obviously, what we do every day, we do counting down on 10 of them blessings that we have in our life and write them down in the morning and be thankful for those 10 things that we are grateful for. On top of that basic practice of being grateful for at least 10 things in our life every day, what we do on a daily basis, we do focus on one particular area on a daily basis. Today's practice is all about what we're going to be thankful for today is the food and drink that we are having. One of them basic needs for human beings. Obviously, although we get enough food and drinks to survive our lives, we don't seem to be grateful enough for the food that we have to we get on a daily basis. Why I'm saying we are not grateful for, simply we just rush into food and fluids. Uh, Rather being grateful for having them in our lives. Why we are doing so? Obviously, we are very busy on a daily basis. Sometimes a lunch break or even breakfast time will be very less for us because we are rushing down for the things and trying to catch up with the things on a daily basis. Food times are really shortened and short nowadays. Sometimes we grab a sandwich or something like that on our way. Sometimes when we don't have when we have a really busy day, sometimes we tend to have a bite of sandwich on our way, probably whenever we're driving or things like that, or even a quick cup of coffee or cup of tea, and we don't seem to be enjoying our food times anymore with our busy lives. But fair enough, at least we got some days better than other days. If we are really busy, obviously nothing much we can do about it, but once we learn to practice this gratitude practice towards food and fluids, things will be magically improved. What this book is suggesting, obviously, every time before you eat or drink something, rather just eat or drink without mindfulness, uh, take all the meals with a mindful way. What it does mean really, whenever you start eat something, think of, for example, if you eat some fruits or vegetables, maybe think of about the process it came into your table. People were using day-to-day basis their effort to grow the foods and those fruits and vegetables. How hard the farmers did work on it, the picking and packing, again transportation and everything. Just think of that process. Then it's like a food orchestra we are talking about, from the soil to our table. Every single process roughly go through and say thanking. Think of the hard process of getting that food item or drinks into your table. Thankful about the process, and simply say thank you for everybody who helped to get me this food into my table. Simple gratitude will remind you it's not that easy process that you got your food. There was a nice lots of things happened in the background, and you should be thankful for, really. Yes, of course, we pay our money to get food and drinks, but imagine if we have plenty of money, if there's no food to buy, what would happen? Obviously, for us to buy the food from our money, the people working behind the scene tirelessly are helping to get our food into our table. So simply being grateful for them people is the target we're going to go to throughout the day today. And again, obviously food is a gift from the nature, and without the nature, none of us would have enough food. Even how we call it, this meat growers like fishermen, dairy farmers, coffee and tea growers, then every single person working behind the scene tirelessly to get these food and fluid items into our shelves. What simply got to do throughout the day, be mindful for every single time whenever you try to get a bite of food or fluid. Be mindful for the people worked around the clock to get these items to us. then try and practice being thankful for it. What this book is suggesting in a nicer way, obviously sometimes we may not remember to be thankful for our food every single time, but some people, some cultures, some traditions, they have got that practice of being thankful before they eat any food, and whenever they sit to the table they simply saying thank you for the food. That's a really nice way that they can appreciate and acknowledge the food. But if you don't have got the practice in your life, what you can simply do from today, and imagine that you have got a little container filled with thank you in it, and add a little bit of pretend and imagine that you are sprinkling some of them thank you dust. We book suggesting, imagine it's like a magical dust or magic ingredient over your food and fluids. Imagine you holding that little container and sprinkle around your food and fluids. Then that practice it's something you habitually need to go for it. Then your brain will understand, well, this is the gesture that I'm doing every day when I say thank you for my food. Try and practice that shaking your magic ingredient over your food and fluids every time you take it during the day today especially. It's a challenge for you again today. Try and see how many times you're going to forget about it. But if you forget it, don't worry. As soon as you remember it, just go back in your memory and think, oh, thank you very much for the food that I had. In your memory, go back to that the time you had your food and fluids. Say thank you anyway. That in a way brain will recognize it's straight away you saying thank you for the food in your plate. So try and practice this and throughout the day today and see how it goes. And obviously the purpose of doing these practices are then we're trying to train our brain, basically recognize every single thing in a daily basis, what we're going to be thankful for. It shouldn't be stopped from today, but today is the main day we're going to practice and learn what to do. You can continue throughout these 28 days, and it will be like a habit for you, and you don't have to intentionally do it again and again. It will come into your memory straight away as soon as you see something to eat or drink. Let's try and see how it goes today, and we'll continue it tomorrow. And remember, every single time, whatever you're going to eat or drink today, you got to say, you got to think of all the process and thank you for every single person who was involved with your food or fluid to get into yourself, and simply say thank you and thank you 3 times and see how it goes. That's today's practice. Again, don't forget to use this magic stone practice tonight to be grateful for the best thing happen in your life throughout the day. And I'll see you tomorrow again. Bye.